I've already forgot. That's not the best of starts. I'll hand over to my friend now.
Hello everyone, we're finally here for round one of Elite PlayStation Racing, the first race of the season. It has been a really long break since Elite Vortex Racing of last season, Season 2. We have rebranded back to the original name of what it was before, and now we have these new sets of drivers, some returning, some new. Hopefully these guys can give us a show. What do you think?
I think it'll be absolutely amazing. I mean, I've never been in this before, so hopefully we can be some entertaining. It should be a good race, very big taster. 18-minute quali, and then we have a 50% race. Damage is on, so this might be a bit of an issue for the drivers, but you know, it's racing. So let's hope everyone's going to have a good quali.
Indeed, we're here at the Austrian Grand Prix, a 1.9 mile track, one of the shortest on the calendars. We have 36 laps of racing in quali, and it is a very short technical track, very few heavy braking zones, but some of the main action zones being turn 2 and turn 3.
Sorry
Hopefully
to
these guys
interrupt you
can
there.
make some heavy
We've got
moves.
people starting to come out now. So our first few people coming out onto the track for the first part of the 18-minute quali. DRS already open, so trying to see if them brakes, just to get them brakes warmed up, sorry.
Yeah, definitely. You see some guys starting on the medium compound and the majority of the field starting on the soft compound. So maybe these guys on the medium, looking to get the hardest tire out of the way, get used to the track.
Yeah, I mean, when I do online lobbies, I normally do this. To be honest, I prefer the softs more, but going on the harder compounds a lot more better. Because obviously you can go longer into the race, and then for the final stint you have faster tyres, fresher tyres, and you can just margin that stint out a little bit. Oh, someone stopped on track. Oh, I think he might have been getting his brakes warmed up there. Don't know what's happened there. Yeah, I think it was. It was, sorry. Coming out of the final corner, let's ride on board with big boy Joanne, I think I pronounced that right. DRS open, going into turn 1, very fast corner, going into turn 1, you need to get that right because that will hurt you all the way down the straight. Going down, I think this is turn 2, then we're going to be going up the hill to turn 3, hard on the brakes, don't want to lock up here because it can cost you a lot. Back on the throttle as soon as you got the car right, open DRS at the maximum time as possible, going down the straight now, hard braking again. This is a hard corner for me. There's a bit of a lock up there, using not much of the apex, but in my opinion I would try to, using much of that curb, which is very handy, using a bit of the inside curb, coming out, using the exit curb, and then going through the very hard S section, using a lot of the inside curb, not using the exit curb very surprisingly, using the final few curbs now, which will give you a lot more run. Coming out the final corner now, DRS wide open once again. What time will this be? A 1:34. What a lap! But can anyone break it? We've still got 15 minutes of qualifying left. Anything could happen.
Yeah, it was a very good banker lap from Juan, getting into the mid to low threes already. So he may be looking to get a 2, as we have Bowers put into second place. He is not the very most impressive of laps of 4.3, but we see now more and more people putting some laps onto the board. We have PB Racing setting a 1 minute 3.2. That's a really good banker lap from him, and maybe he could have a shout of winning this race if he can get it on pole.
Yeah, I've just got all my settings ready for the race, for the camera. It's running a bit low on fuel, which might be an issue because you need to save a few more fuel left. No ERS, so charging up for the next lap. Think he might be coming in. Yep, he's coming in, so that was his whole lap. Let's see if he can ride on board with anyone else. First place I'm on board with now, PB Racing 77. He is on, I think, another flying lap. No ERS surprisingly, so I think these guys might be saving it for the last few parts of the lap. So there's a bit of a yellow flag, but that's now navigators. He's coming into the pits. So let's see if we can find anyone on a fast lap at the moment.
We've got Cameron on a lap, about to start the double left-handers going into turn 4, down to 4th gear, takes a very nice line. How can he tackle the second left-hander down to 5th gear, using as much as the exit as possible. To flick right-hander, coming down the hill into the penultimate corner, turn 7 rin. Short shift down to 7, quick flick to the right, down to 4th gear through the final corner. Where can this lap put him? It was looking good so far. And it puts him into P2. Only 2 tenths off Britain, but that's a really solid lap from him so far.
Yeah, I was just trying to find him there. Let me see if I've got anyone else on a flying lap. Someone in the racing point. He's 41 thousandths down, but you never know. That could be crucial because I've found a lot of time through here that you need the first. Oh, running a bit wide, almost spinning out there. Oh my days! How did he keep that? As he's coming into the final few corners, using most of the curb. He's coming in, so that was a. But I think he wasn't happy with the lap. I think I might have found some no future to see. I think he's on an out lap on the medium compound of tyres. Hello, Taylor Orridge. So he's using much to the curb. I think he's got an invalidated lap, so he's pulling over. So I think that's an lap what he isn't happy with. Most people
We've
coming
got
in now.
Wide Billy on a lap. He's coming through. He definitely went purple through the second sector, coming through the final 2 corners, down to 6th gear. Now the tidiest of lines through turn 7, goes a bit wide and he's invalidated his lap, but it was a really poor final sector for him from what could have been a really good lap.
So I am not doing this, Taylor. I am commentating for this round. Well, for all the rounds really. So I'm joined here by one of my good friends. I think I found someone. I'm a doe going up to turn 3 now. Just exited to have a bit of a lock up. Bang on DRS. I think this might be a good lap here because he's flying down the hill. He's got overtake deployed, I think. Braking hard. Brakes are very hot. He's going to be, I think, let's have a look. Is he going to be purple? Hasn't showed yet, so I think this might be his out lap. So let's see. I think it is. I don't know if it's just an unimproved one. Yeah, he's coming into the pits. Let's see. Oh, I think I found someone, 7th position, TM Racing. I think it was 4 tenths up, if I read that right. There was a yellow flag, but briefly went back to green. Coming out of the final corner. What a final corner that was, coming down the straight now. Where's this going to put him? Still P7 is second off. Oh, hopefully he can improve. The furry Lando YT, I think he's just started his first lap, so I think he might be on a good lap. No, I did not see the qualifying for the O plate, sadly. I was out karting today, practicing for the kart champs, British Indoor Karting Championships. I did well, so yeah. Braking very hard going into the downhill section now. Now he's going to be climbing up the hill now, going down the hill again. I don't know if he was purple there.
Yeah, he is purple on his lap, entering the final sector. Coming up to the uphill, down to an immediate elevation drop. Going through the penultimate corner, down to 7th gear. Lifts off quite hard, takes a really nice line through the final corner. Where can this lap put him? It was looking good. 3.3 up into P2.
What a
really
lap by the furry Lando.
And we have Flex Marshall immediately taking him. And we have Tony first. Finally, a driver into the 2s. That's a really good lap from him.
And luckily it was a racing point, so that was an absolutely amazing. I'm going to try and ride on board with the Ferrari here, who's just overtaken him, because I think he might be on a good lap. Going into turn 3 now. Hard on the brakes, not locking up, which is absolutely crucial. You don't want to be locking up that much. Going down the hill, he might have a bit of a tow from the Mercedes, immediately pulls out. Yellow flag in his sector. That might hurt. So let's see if he can go through. If he can do purple. For me, it's not showing up so weirdly. 1 minute. Yeah, I think that might help.
Try put your track map on to full. Maybe that'll
Yeah.
help see the sector times.
Yeah. His lap is sadly invalidated. Let's see. I think he's on an out lap. Is he? I don't think he is. I think he might be on a flyer of a lap in second place. Using a lot of that curb. Not looking up surprisingly. He was hard on the brakes there. Coming up the hill. See, the hard thing about Austria is it's uphill and then immediately downhill and then kind of flat. So, I mean, here, if you have zero traction, you need to be very, very, very easy. Coming through here, it's going to be the hardest part, I think, of the track, because it's high speed. There's the yellow flag in sector 2, so that might hurt someone's lap. Sector 2 and 3, and he's still P2, a 10th off. Yes, it is the Red Bull circuit. Let's see, is anyone on a flyer of a lap? Oh, I can't find anyone at the moment. Oh, someone spun!
I think Cam is giving us a bit of a, not Cam, TM Racing is giving us a bit of a show here on the intermediate tyres.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
For if the track, if the race is actually wet. I don't think this is a very optimal time to test it.
Yeah.
Don't know what you're up there, lad, but
it would be good to see what time he would do. I mean, with these. Oh, he's spun it! Oh, I would probably go to the mediums or softs, mate. Maybe the hards. I mean, I'm not counting out the hards, guys. The hards are a good tyre, but everyone's on the softs. So everyone's gone medium and then they've gone softs. First place Tony, I think he's on an out lap. Let's see if we can find anyone. VTR Storm, I think he might be on a good lap. Coming down into the penultimate corner now. Very hard braking. One gear down and then a few gears down. Is this going to be a good lap for him? 4/10 stop, he does not improve. I wonder how Mr. Intermediate person is doing. He's doing okay. He's kept it.
Like to say,
he's drifting.
Tony is about to start his lap. Coming through the, he's immediately invalidated for turn 1, going a bit too wide. And that going all 4 tyres off the track under entry, which is a rare thing for someone to do, and he's just completely invalidated before he could even start his lap. So back into the pits, hoping so that he can get a final run just in time. We do have 5 minutes to go, so plenty of time for him. But we do have Juan about to start a lap, I believe. Coming up to the run up to turn 1 through the Nicky Lauda curve, braking at the 100-meter boards, down into 3rd gear, short shifting up to 4th, takes a very nice slide, maybe a little bit deep on exit. But he's going up into turn 2, the quick uphill, don't know how that's a corner, but it is. Going through turn 3, Ramos, braking at the 100-meter board once again. He holds it in 3rd gear, which is an interesting choice. He wants to keep the speed through the corner, but he doesn't make any mistakes in the braking, no lockups, keeps the traction well, and he's slowed down. I think he's backed out of a lap here.
Yeah, I'm looking on the track map. He's got a clear track ahead of him, so I don't know what's happened. I think he might have not been happy with his lap, maybe. Let's have a look. Oh, I think TTGA Cam might be on a good lap. He was 10th down, but I think he could improve a bit there. Yellow flag in his sector, so he's going to need to watch out there. A lot of traffic in his way, so that might hurt him going into the corner. I think this is the person on intermediate to us. He's kept out of his way, which is absolutely crucial, because you don't want anyone being in the way. Oh, gone a bit wide. He's gone onto the gravel, but oh my day, someone went flying off in the background, and he spun it. He spun it. I don't believe it. Someone's come flying around. Luckily he didn't hit him, but oh man, what an entertainment that was.
We've got Tony first coming onto the end of his lap through the penultimate corner, down to 6th gear, very speedy through there, down into 4th gear, quickly down the gears, up as quickly as that as well, into the 1 minute 2.7, that's a really good lap from him, improving by 2/10. He's really looking in a class of his own at the moment, really good from him. We have Fred on his out lap, so maybe he can put a stop to this man. He was saying in the chat that he could pull off a 2.5, maybe even, or a 2.6, but... And we have further down the grid, do we have anyone else on the lap? We have Cam, he is spinning in the pit lane at the moment. We have Bowers, he has set a lap on the softs and he hasn't validated, so maybe he's on his in lap. But
oh,
no.
missed the intermediates. Coming to the pits, I think he's probably learnt a lesson not to go on slicks in, wets in dry, sorry.
Yeah, but we have Ahmadi now starting a lap through the Nicky Lauda curb. He's losing a lot of traction on the exit. That is going to cost him at least 2/10 potentially. Although he hasn't set a lap yet, so he will want to get a lap onto the board as he's approaching turn 3. Heavy on the brakes, not using all of the track that he really could, but down to 2nd gear, up into 3rd gear. Takes it really nicely, however. Keeping a tight line down the hill up onto the run up into turn 4, braking at the 100-meter board. Locking up a little, holding it in 3rd gear, but takes it really nicely. This is looking a decent lap from him so far, as we are now approached probably the most technical part of the track, or the difficult at least, turn 4. He does take it cleanly, setting up purple sector too. That's really nice from him, holding it in 6th gear, using all of the track on the exit. Now what can he do for the final sector? The quick 2 right-handers. You can either get this really right or really, really wrong. He's taking the first one really cleanly. How about the second? Keeps it on the track. Where can this lap put him? Up into P5.
What a lap. I was just about to say that as soon as he started his lap. Is anyone else on a fireable lap? Let's have a look. At the moment I can't find... Oh, 2nd place. I think he might be on a... No, he's backed out of that lap. I think, yep, he's going to back out. A lot of people coming out. Oh, I thought he was on a lap. So not many people are on a lap at the moment. So I think with 1 minute and 20 left on the clock, I think this might be where everyone wants to come out. Oh my days, he almost went into him there. Mercedes and the Ferrari, but luckily they didn't touch. Coming down the hill now. Someone's retired from the session. I
believe that was Bowers. I think he's just given up. Maybe he can't improve or use all of his tyres. We are in the final wing of the session, and he definitely wouldn't have had enough time to get an out lap done and start a lap, so it was probably the wisest for him to retire. But we do have multiple drivers on their final laps at the moment. We have TTA Cam. I did think he was one of those drivers who could be one of the quickest in the tier at the moment. Let's see if he can prove me right. He is half a tenth up through the 1st sector, breaking at the 100-meter board, down into 2nd gear, short shift into 3rd on the exit, using all of the track he can, opening the DRS, keeping it tight on the inside, as he drifts out wide to get into the late apex, onto the braking point, 100-meter board through turn 4, takes that very nicely as well. How can he take these double left-handers at the moment? Down to 5th gear, down to 4th, short shifting back up to 5th, using all of the exit he possibly can. Purple 2nd sector, getting up onto the curb, that could maybe throw him out wide, and it has. That has invalidated his lap, so he is out of the running to improve on his lap. But we do have Tony first, who is on his lap. He's absolutely been dominating the field at the moment as Bryn retires. He's going to have to settle with a 2.9 at the moment. It's a good lap from him, but it won't be pole. But we have Tony about to start the double left-handers. How can he take this? Goes a little bit wide on entry and a little bit wide through the mid corner as well, but that's not stopping him from improving. He is 1/10 up, using all of the curb on exit. It's a really good lap from him so far to go to the downhill, into the quick right-hander of turn 7, down to 6th gear, a little bit wide, but through the final corner, down to 4th gear, he takes that really nicely. And onto the run up to the line, what can this be? A 1 minute 2.6. He improves by half a tenth, and I believe that lap will be pole position from him. Can anyone else test it? The only guy that can test it at the moment is No Future to see, but he hasn't validated at the final corner. That is really tough from him, so that's qualifying over for him and qualifying over in general.
Yeah, what a session. That massive well done to Tony. getting pole position for Racing Point, as you guys know in real life. That could be a possibility, so let's run through the order. We have Tony first in P1, followed by PBR Racing, Flex, the Furry Lando, No Future, I'm a Doe, TTGA, Big Boy Joanne, Boa, VTR, OQET, VTR, and Wide Billy, I think that's pronounced.
White Lord Billy.
Yeah, so what a field, and they're all separated. The first two are separated by 3 times. This is going to be an absolutely amazing and very competitive race. Let's see what everyone can do. And lights out in just a few moments' time.
So who do you think is going to take the full 25 points today?
I think it could be anyone. I mean, damage is on, strategy, fuel, tyres. I think it could be anyone. I'm not ruling out anyone at the moment. Oh, and it's a wet race! Oh, so
that's going to be very
I
interesting.
think it was QET who went out on them intermediates in qualifying. He was a very wise decision. Oh my days, I don't believe this. It's gone from being dry to have a wet race.
I think that's a very dodgy choice, going onto the intermediate tyres. He's just burning them. There's really no need to go onto them. Luckily,
Yeah.
I don't think he really hindered anyone on his lap, so it's just
But
TM
looking
racing.
at it, I think this is going to be a dry start. Because I've done races like these and they've always put me on slicks, and then going on into the race later it normally puts me on intermediates.
Nah, this is
So
Death of Winters, mate. Sorry, Death Winters.
so we're going to 5 red lights. Oh, I think this is formation lap. So they're all going out, and I think, are they on? I can't see at the moment.
Yep, these guys all starting on the intermediate compound
Yeah.
of tyres.
So I think that's a very wise choice to put it on instead of going to 6. And the track is very wet now, so let's ride on board. So let's go through the whole field, seeing how very wet it is. Yeah, the spray is awfully bad, so I can tell this is going to be a very interesting race. So let's see what we can do. We've got Tony on first position, followed by PB Racing, Flex, the Furry Lando, No Future, I'm a Doe, TTGA, Big Boy Joanne, Bowers, VTR, QET, VTR, and Widely. So this is going to be a very interesting race. 2 Red Bulls are starting together, so I wonder if they can get a good launch. Oh, and the Mercedes almost goes into the back of the McLaren there, so the McLaren clearly trying to get some, that's the Ferrari Lando, sorry, trying to get some heat into those tyres. So yeah. The first 3, it's like a massive train of carts, and someone's been disqualified! I don't believe it!
Yeah,
2
Lando and No
people.
Future to see. They won't be starting on the hottest of tyres after getting disqualified. I really think that's down to Lando trying to hold up the pack. Don't know what he was doing there, but
Yeah.
it wasn't really the wisest, and No Future was the victim of it. So these
So
guys, they'll
here's
still be able to compete
the,
in their race, but they'll be on a lot colder tyres and will probably have an awful start.
yeah, the tyre strategy just came up, and it was going to be either a 1 stop or a 2 stop. I would try and go for the 1 stop. So everyone's just getting formed up now. Might take a moment. So we're going to 5 red lights in 1 moment. We've not got any lights up yet. Let's see if they're going to pop up. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 lights. It's lights out, and away we go. Who's got the best of starts? No one at the moment. Everyone's trying to squirrel around. Look at, I think the Ferrari Lando's got an amazing start, but look, it's about 4 or 5 wide going into turn 1. The Ferrari Lando's made an absolutely amazing start. I think from 5th to 3rd, from 5th to 2nd now. I can't take any words because everyone's just moving. Look at, this is absolutely amazing stuff going into the turn 3. Cars everywhere trying to get the good traction out the corners. someone's using overtake. I'm on BR Racing. It's going to be too wide. Someone's going to have a lunge down inside. He just about gets it. So the strategy is back up. It can be a one-stop, which I think it might be. Let's have a look. Everyone's good so far. Nothing dramatically bad has happened. But what a start from the Ferrari Lando. I mean, from 5th to 2nd, what a start. But is that going to be for much longer? Can he get the lead? There's already been a yellow flag in Sector 3. I think there's been a crash. The Red Bull's gone off. I don't believe it. The Red Bull's gone off. And I think someone might have been caught up in that. I don't know. But lap 1. Oh! And Tony's... What's happened to Tony?
Safety car. He's just completely binned it on the exit of the final corner, and that's initially spawned out a safety car, but after only one lap of racing, I believe we are on lap 2 at the moment. I'm not sure if we're on lap 3, maybe that's a glitch on the game. Yeah, the leaderboard's shaking about and everything, but that was a very good start from the Ferrari Lando. I believe is up into P2 at the moment. Yes, the leaderboard is fixing itself at the moment. We also have big boy Juan starting from P8 all the way up into P4. That's a really good start from him in the harsh driver. He really seems to be accustomed to the wet conditions of Austria right now. But a big loser so far, PB Racing, Bryn, down 3 positions, down P2, down to P5. So really poor start from him, but it was a very, very action-packed first lap. Cars side by side everywhere. I believe Cam did unfortunately make a mistake through the second left-hander, and that did ended him up round, but his race is saved. I just wonder what these guys will be doing at the moment, whether they'll pit or stay out and risk the one start. They do have ties to save, but we do have Tony doing a bit of a dummy, but doesn't seem to have worked. Also, John trying the same thing, but these guys at the moment all staying out on the intermediate tyres and committing to the one-stop strategy.
Cam is pitting. I think he has a broken front wing, so I can understand that. So he's almost gone off there, which is something I'd not recommend doing. But what an action-packed first lap there. We've only had one lap of racing and it's already been a safety car. Let's just hope it isn't one of those restarts from Mugello last weekend or the weekend before. I just pray that it's not one of those restarts.
Yeah, that would definitely not be. It'd probably be a good watch for about 20 seconds, but the entire race, a lot of drivers would be out, could possibly get boring. But these guys, from what I'm seeing so far, they could probably give us a bit of a show tonight. And I do see why Cam pitted. Maybe he did have to change the front wing, but he will have a bit of an advantage as well on the fresher compound of Inters. So look out for him. Maybe he could mount a bit of a comeback charge. He is down 5 positions, but he is now out of the race. Unlike TM Racing, who I did believe just, dropped it the final corner into the barrier, game over for him, safety car. So hopefully these guys can keep it clean throughout and give us a bit of racing.
Yeah, I'm just looking at all the stats. He did pit for New Inters, so that could determine maybe if he can keep these nice and fresh, it could be a good one-stop, as he's almost spun, which is something you would not want to be doing when you've just got a brand new front wing. So everyone's coming behind the safety car now. This will bunch everyone up, ready for the restart. And things could get very tasty here, as Cam has pitted again. So I wonder what's happened here. Riding on board with him. Going into the pits, I think he's trying to do a 2-stop maybe. New set of Inters again. So I wonder what's happened there.
I'd just like to say that looking at the chat, it does seem like at the final corner there was a bit of contact between Wideload Billy and TM Racing's, which probably led to TM Racing spinning into the barrier. So really unfortunate, but they seem to have made up in the chat, no bad blood at the moment. But we do have Wario hitting into the back of Imad and does have a bit of front right damage on the Alpha Tauri, so
yeah, I just saw it pop up at the last minute. People have got penalties. Let's have a look. Has anyone got a broken front wing? From what I can see, no. Maybe that's wrong, but let's have a look. Has the Alpha Tauri got a broken front wing? No,
Yeah, he's got a
so...
bit of right damage.
Oh, has he?
Yeah. I wonder if the safety car will be in this lap. I think it was out for 3 laps. Cam definitely has to push to get to the back of the field. But it seems as if though he does that and the safety car seems to be out for 1 more lap, so...
I thought he was going to go into the back there, but he slowed down just in time. So I think there'll be 1 more lap of the safety car. Then we'll be going in. Someone's coming to the pits. Let's have a look who it is. It is the person who went into the back. Whoops. Whoa. Okay, that's good. Okay.
Wario will need to put in the best outlap of his life at the moment if he wants to catch up to the back of the field before the race restarts, because the safety car will not be waiting and neither will Tony. He'll be eager to restart this race and begin to pull away from Lando. Although
Yes.
Lando, Flex Marcel and Juan will all be looking to be aggressive to take the lead away from Tony, so we are definitely in for a really good restart. Hopefully these guys can just keep it clean. We do know that the double right-handers can be a danger point for guys, so hopefully they don't go side by side and turn into each other and causes a huge incident. Also with turn 3, these guys, they'll definitely be looking to make some dive bombs there, and it looks like the rain is stopping. Yeah, the rain is definitely stopped, so
This
we'll
could
definitely
be...
be seeing some dry
So
soon.
the safety car is in this lap, so the VTR is going to need an absolute outlap, as you said. And as you said, Tony will not want to be waiting. He'll want to get away, but watch out for Furry Lando. He saw the restart what he made on start. Sorry, I'm lost for words now. So yeah, he's right. He's not wanting Tony to go, but you never know. I think Tony might be going now. Let's have a look at his telemetry. Oh, he's gone into the pit.
These guys are going to be going onto the dry compound of tyres. I still think it's a bit early. There's still spray. But that's the entire field into the pit lane. They technically do have a free pit stop on the yellow flags.
Oh, wait. There's been a collision going into the pit lane. Sorry to interrupt you there. But, yes, there's been a few collisions. And the only people who have stayed out are the first 2, VTR Storm and Browsers. So they clearly think that it's not ready for inters yet. Let me ride on board. I think it's time for slicks, sorry. Someone's gone onto the full wet. Let me have a look who that is. It's no future. So I think that might be a mistake there. Problem from... Oh, there's already been a battle. Big Brow and the Flex are having a battle. A lot of them have gone to the mediums, which I personally do, then go to the softs at the end of the race. But the Lando hasn't found the temperature in his tyres yet. But look, they're catching up to Tony, and let's see if they're catching up to the first 2. Maybe the Williams is going to come into the pits this lap, so is the Ferrari. So this will give Tony the lead once again on the hard compound of tyres. So that's a very interesting strategy there. Followed by Lando, Joanne and Flex. That'll be the... Oh, there's been a yellow flag in sector...
No futures round on the wet compound of tyres. Yeah. Game over for him.
I kind of called it, and someone else has gone on to the intermediate tyres. I did call it being on the wets is not the best of tyre choices. It's going to come in this lap. Let's see how the leader's doing. Oh, there's a bit of battle. Joanne's trying to go on the outside of Furry, but the more they're doing this, the more Furry can get away. And there's a 5-second penalty for spinning the pit lane for B Racing. So that's kind of hurt his race. A bit of luck up there on Joanne. Trying to close down on Tony. Oh, that's kind of better. Oh, there we go. So going into the left right now. Someone's left the room. I don't. Oh yeah, the person who I think crashed out on the first lap. So unlucky for him. Hopefully he can do better in the next round. 2 attempts covered the top 2. Furry's dropped back a bit. There's a 3-second penalty for Widely for multiple warnings, so that's going to hurt his race too. Joanne's just set the new fastest lap of the race. Now he's on the charge. He wants this race lead. He's on the soft compound of tyres. I think he might, my prediction is correct, go to the either mediums, which will get him to the end of the race.
Nah, these mediums definitely not going to go to the end of the race. They do last long though, but they will definitely not make the full race distance. But some guy who can make the full race distance is Tony on the hard compound of tyres, along with 5 other drivers. But we have Juan on the soft compound of tyres. He needs to get ahead of Tony as quickly as possible. But Tony does seem to have a superior pace on the 2 older compound of tyres. So Juan seems to be struggling, although he is 2/10 off him, extremely close, and he did set the fastest lap of the race. So he's definitely not lacking at the moment, getting really close to the back of Tony through the final corner, opening the DRS. And looks like Tony is doing better for ERS at the moment. We have Flex Marshall taking the fastest lap of the race, juggling up and down between the front 4. What can Juan do now? Initiating the ERS. He is gaining. Well, look, he moved down the inside. Tony doesn't seem to defend this hard. It will be an absolute dogfight through turn 3. Juan braking later, giving Tony a bit of a squeeze, and he is into P1 on the soft compound of tyres, and now he'll need to pull away as fast as he can. Tony does have to DRS though, so can he get back on him? He is getting really close. Will he have a look? He'll have a look down the outside, brakes late. Will they go side by side? Will Juan give him a bit of a squeeze? They are going side by side. Tony is fighting back. He's not willing to back down, even though he is on the hard compound of tyres. And it's side by side through the left-hander. It's really good racing between the front 2 at the moment. And it looks like Juan was able to hold his lead. He does have the superior grip on the soft compounds. So they're doing really well. It's like to point out how the front 4 have really pulled a huge gap to P5 and below. These 4 really in a league of their own at the moment. We have great racing ahead of them between Juan, Tony, Lando and Marcel. Either one of these guys could win the race.
Yeah, I just saw at the bottom. Sadly, the Ferrari Lando has just got a 3-second penalty, but that absolutely top class driving, guys. Absolutely amazing driving, fair racing, not harsh. But look at the Tony. He's caught so much. Bit of the slide on the rear. Can he get him go with DRS? Not much. I don't think he has. He's got 4/10. 3/10 now. Is he going to try and do what he did last lap? No, he's going to save his tyres. Big lock up from Joanne, but it doesn't hurt him that much.
Yeah, further down the grid, we have Wario and Storm, the 2 VTR drivers, getting a bit argy-bargy. It looks like Storm went massively off the track, lost a lot of time to Wario, and that is him down into P10 and maybe out of the DRS of the P9 driver of Wario. We do have Juan pulling away to 8/10.
Just found an amazing battle. Billy is on closing up on I'm D. Is his D's just come out a bit wide there. He's got DRS, but there's a yellow flag. I wonder what happened now.
Ran round.
Oh, this has not been the best of races, I think, for PB Racing. He's I think he might be, hopefully he won't get lapped, but at the moment it might be looking like that.
What about Marcel though? He's looking to make a move around the outside of Lando. He does brake a lot later. We have yellow flag, so he won't be able to make the move past, but he really is struggling for ERS at the moment. Has less than 10, and whilst Lando has 60, so it will be lacking in the straight line speed, so he'll have to start saving the ERS and start to think about the latter stages of the race, because if he doesn't save his ERS, the front 3 will just be able to have a superior straight line speed and pull away. But at the moment, he is doing really well.
I've just saw at the bottom, this is breaking news. Joanne has got a 3-second penalty. So this will be Tony. He'll be absolutely delighted probably, because now he'll be like, if I can just keep it, I can just, have a nice race, not take the life out of my tyres, because these are the hard tyres. They can probably get you to the end, or the guys around you might have to do another stop. So I think Tony's made a good strategy there. But yeah, as I said, Joanne has got a 3-second penalty. He locks up, both of them lock up, no space, but the front two are starting to pull a bit of a gap to Lando, but then Lando's just coming back a bit. It's just about who can have the better cornering or straight line speed, really. I mean, I think Lando has way more ERS than Tony, and Joanne has more than Tony, so Tony's really struggling for ERS here. He's like a sandwich. You have the bread and then you're filling. They are going to be trying to get, the bread's going to be squashed on top of him and seeing if they can close up and ruin his race.
Yes, we do see Juan. He did pick up a few penalties so far, and he is on the soft combat of tyre, so he is forced into another stop. No, definitely onto the mediums, and I don't think he's been able to make the strategy work. He really has struggled to pull away from the DRS train of Tony. But we do see these guys, they are beginning to spread out a tiny bit. But Tony definitely able to keep the pace up on these hard compound of tyres. Not surprisingly, judging his very dominant performance in qualifyings. But he really is doing very well at the moment, and is definitely in the front seat to win this race.
Yeah, Joanne just had a big lock up there that I thought Tony was going to get him on the exit, but just kept it. Let's ride on board.
Further down the grid we have wide load Billy making a bit of a mistake, and Cam capitalising on up into P7. So hopefully that's the Alpha Tauri's down to 8th and 9th, and the Red Bulls into 6th and 7th. So quite decent constructors points for the Red Bulls at the moment, 6th and 7th, but I'm sure they definitely want to be higher on the grid, as maybe they can keep pushing. This race is definitely far from over.
Yeah, totally. I'm just looking at battles further down the field. Now there is a three-way battle kind of for. Flex has just dropped back a bit. As you said, his ERS is very low, it's 6%. It's just gone up because of the braking, because it charges up in the braking spots. But he's using it now. He's going to have to save a lot more compared to the others who've got way more.
Yeah, but I've also noticed as well, John's tyres are beginning to die as Brendan leaves the session. Really unfortunate for him. He really did have a great qualifying session, and just unfortunate the race was unable to go his way. But we do have Tony first. Cat getting really close to Juan, as Juan's softs are now beginning to fall off the cliff. Maybe he can make a move into the next 3 laps. He definitely doesn't have the advantage on the ERS, but Tony first. I've raced against him before. He is a very aggressive driver, so that ain't gonna stop him. As further down the grid, we have Imad making a mistake from P6 into the final corner. He probably lost the traction on exit and or maybe got into the curb, and just really unfortunate for him. He was in a really good position as well. We do have a battle at the front of the pack. I'm really sorry I missed that, but it's like Tony first did go for a move, but John was able to defend it. But we have Tony first looking to make a move around the outside, initiating his DRS. He's definitely going for it. Yellow flags into the sector 1, but we're going to have to miss over that, as we do have a battle for the lead on our hands here. Tony first looking to make a move down the inside, but thinks better of it as he sticks behind Juan. What about Lando? Can he probably capitalize on it? No, he can't. They're a little too far back, but this has allowed Flex Marcel to catch up to them. And we have Juan going a bit wide. Maybe he did lose a tiny bit of the traction and just corrected an error here. As we're going on to the start of lap 16. Juan going a bit wide. That's another warning picked up for him, so he's really not helping his cause. These guys are looking quite even on ERS at the moment, and Lando just sitting in third position, saving his ERS, so he'll be doing well. So maybe he can push at the end of his stint and get to the front guys, maybe even overtake them because we see rear ERS. But we do have Tony first. He's gaining. He's looking to the outside, but Juan does well to break late. Tony first looking for a switchback, but Juan has him covered. That's really good defending from him. But it's not over yet, as we're now into the run up to turn 4. We have, but Tony first looks like he's wanting to save his ERS. He has been using quite a bit of it, trying to get past Juan, but Juan's saying no.
Yeah, what an absolutely amazing battle. But I think the things what the guys are starting to forget is he's got a 3-second penalty. Joanne's going to keep that on his mind. That was riding both of him. His tyres are starting to blister on the rear. Now, that's the thing you don't want to be doing, because the thing is, the blistering leads to less traction. Now, that's the hard thing what Joanne's going to need to try and keep. I mean, I'm looking on the rear. Now, Tony's are not blistering, but there are few marks. So, is he pushing a bit too much? Joanne's going to be keeping this on his mind. Oh no, I've got a 3-second penalty. He's going to be pushing and pushing and pushing, while then I think the other guys might have to might forget about it. But going round the outside, can he keep it? No space. Going round the outside, and he's got the lead with barely any ERS. Tony's got the lead, but Joanne's fighting back. He wants this lead back. What a move by Tony. He wants this race win, and he's had it through qualifying. What a move that was round the outside in the racing point.
Indeed, that's a very good move, and I think that was a call for Joanne to get off of these soft compound tyres. They are fully dead as he pits, but presumably going onto the medium compound of tyres to finish off this race. That may put him out there with contention for the win, but a podium is definitely on the cards. As looking further down to the battle for P2, we do have Flex Marshall. He is initiating his ERS, but he has nothing left in the tank to attack Lando with, so he will just have to stick behind unless he can find a way to save his ERS. He is in the DRS train, so it will be quite easy for him to save it, and it doesn't look like Furry is looking to use his ERS still at 80. I think Furry is going for the long game here. I don't think he's going to pit, but if he doesn't pit, that is really risky for him, as those medium tyres will definitely start blistering near the end of the race, and he'll just be struggling and maybe even hit a puncture, but we will have to see. We are halfway through the Austrian Grand Prix, I apologise. And so far it's been quite a good round one. These guys have given us a bit of a show at the moment.
Yeah, what a race. And now, Joanne is going to try and push because he has that 3-second penalty. So Tony's going to want to build the gap, but Joanne's going to keep coming and coming on them new fresh I think what's it on, medium compound of tyres. So at the moment I would say if I was Tony, I'll just keep the gap what he's got. Lando's not threatening in battling yet, but very soon, I think very soon. I think by probably like round about lap 30, round about there probably. That's when Joanne's already made a move, so he's on the move into P5, 12 seconds behind P4. So he's gonna need to push a lot, but if I was Joanne, I would say just try and push, but you know, I don't know what anything could happen. It's the Austrian Grand Prix. We saw at the first round this year. Joanne's got another 3-second penalty, so that's 6 seconds for him now.
That's really unfortunate. That's probably cost his chances at a podium. Maybe it hasn't. I do think he is within the chance to get P3, but those pens are definitely hindering him at the moment, as we do have a retired North Egypt to see on track at the moment. Hopefully he doesn't hinder anyone. I do believe he's a ghost car, so it should be safe. But hopefully it doesn't cause any safety cars as he pulls up at the exit of turn 3. But it's just, I do really feel for Cam at the moment. Not much has gone his way, but he does seem to be fighting back at Joanne, making a move down the inside into turn 4. They're side by side, the two drivers right now, the Haas and the Red Bull. But Cam does have the inside for the left-hander, so he will keep the position of P5 and take it back.
Ooh.
This man is not giving up at the moment.
Sorry to interrupt there. The two AlphaTauris are having a battle, and Widely Billy has just hit so he's lost his end plate, and they will probably argy-bargy there to AlphaTauri's. I don't think Franz Toz will be. I think that's the owner still. I don't think he'll be very happy with that one.
Yeah, Wide Lord Billy weaving in frustration as he does pick up a speeding penalty. I wonder if he'll retire or take this to the end. He will guarantee points, so I think he should take it just for the points, but not much. Quite tensions at the AlphaTauri garage at the moment. But we do have Juan, who did get back past Cam at the moment. These guys are having quite a good battle at the moment, but Cam out of ERS at the moment, whilst Juan has 40, so Juan does have the advantage and does have the fresher tyres as well. But I've got to give it to Cam. He's done well to come back at the field after his incident on lap 1, but he does pick up another time penalty. I've seen him pick up quite a few tonight, so I'm not sure whether he'll be able to keep this P6, but it's been quite a decent recovery drive from him so far. I think he's doing quite well.
Yeah, TT has sadly just running a bit low on fuel, so that he might have to start fuel saving, but Joan set the new fastest lap of the race, 10 seconds behind fourth, so I think it might oppose him. As you said, it's probably not on the cards for him. But Lando and Flex are having a battle. This is letting Tony get away. 2.8 seconds, 2.9 now. So this race has been entertainment all the way through. 2.9, sorry, now. 3.0, 3.1. Tony is absolutely mastering this race. So Tony's in a league of his own. He wants this win. Let me have a look. Please show me if he's blistering. I don't think he is blistering, but Browsers has done well for them soft compounded tyres. He's coming into the pits now, so that'll put him in P6 maybe. But yeah, the front second and third are still battling. They're not giving it up.
We have Bowers in the pits going onto some fresh soft command of tyres, down in P6, now into P7 as Wario jumps him. He'll definitely be on the charge at the end of this race, maybe to claw back into P4. He is on those fresh soft tyres, so he will have the pace, maybe even be able to pick up the fastest lap. But back at the top two, these guys have just keep this gap the entire race at the moment. You know, Marcel has not been able to manage his ERS at all, so Ferrolando has just been able to keep that advantage on the straights, having the ability to use more ERS than him, still on 63, so I definitely think he's settled for P2 at the moment, as Tony first, as you said, in a league of his own at the moment, as Flex Marcel boxes, presumably onto some fresh soft tyres, so he's going to go for the undercut on Lando. Oh, maybe this can work, but what about Juan? He went for a really big undercut at the moment, and he is on the back straight. Can he potentially jump the Renault driver? They are on the same straight. Marcel is out of his pit box, and Juan is already ahead by quite a large distance, so it's a really good undercut from Juan. It looks like Cam has followed him in the DRS train, but he is on 17 lap old medium, so he will definitely have to pit again. I don't think he'll be able to take us to the end of the race. Not without some struggling at least, but although Juan has those penalties, he's definitely going for it. As we have Bowers up into P6 on the soft compound of tyres. Looks like Wario doesn't want to fight him too hard. It wouldn't be much of a battle anyways, as Bowers is on those really fresh compound of tyres. Maybe he will set a fastest lap of the race. He is looking quite quick at the moment. But we do have Marcel on those fresh soft compound of tyres as well, so I think he will take that fastest lap from Bowers quickly.
Yep.
We have Tony first, going even quicker on those hards. This man is not struggling at all for tyre wear at the moment. Those hards really proving to be the good race tyres.
The Ferrolando is trying to jump him, I think. Oh, he's got a penalty, I think, to serve. Oh no, the game just lagged for me. Let's have a look. And the undercut has worked, but not by a big margin. I think it is now. 1 minute. Yeah, a second. So that was a very costly 18 seconds. Tony's in the lead. So now he can just manage his tyres because he knows, I think he might know, that Joanne's got a penalty. So just, my opinion would just be cruise, not go too slow obviously, but just try and get a good gap maybe. I mean, not a good gap, just keep doing good consistent times. And then come end of race, you might be a race winner.
Yeah, it looks like these guys on the fresh softs are going to make easy work of Cam. I don't think Cam really wants to defend that hard, but he is holding the inside. Marcel looking to go the long way around the outside. He makes a quick switch back, 3 turns 7. That's a really good move from him, if I say so myself. As now he is up into the podium positions. Cam just completely caught nothing there. Marcel using that extra grip he has and makes a clean move. A really good switch back as Cam goes really wide and he spun round. Oh, and it's over for him. Could that cause a safety car perhaps? No, it doesn't seem to, but that's really unfortunate for him at the moment. He was in a position to maybe take P6 or P7, but now that just seems to be now that's impossible. It's out the race. Really unfortunate for him.
I think he was just being a bit too aggressive there on the exit curb. He just got a bit too eager. But yeah. I think this might not be it's not a safety car, so I think Tony will be quite relieved about that. Is the Ferrari Lando's got a 3-second penalty, so that's not the best for him. But what an entertaining race this has been. Yeah.
Yeah, these drivers have definitely not disappointed us tonight. We are nearing the end of this race, but these guys really have given us a show. Ferrari Lando getting the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. I've noticed that these guys in the top 4, maybe besides from Tony, because I've not seen him pick up any penalties, but these guys do have penalties each, so maybe Juan will be able to hold this P2 if he can keep the pace, but those guys will be hounding him on the soft compound of tyres, so I'm not sure it'll be much of a fight, but Juan will definitely give it his all.
Yeah, definitely. Going back, Tony's got no penalties whatsoever. So he's kind of like, when I was saying earlier, being the filling and the sandwich, he's at the top, the first bread. He's absolutely chilling. Let's have a look. As Joanne, now he's the filling. And you've got Flex and down to 4th, from 2nd to 4th. It's just been an absolutely amazing race.
We do have Marcel down the inside of Juan. Makes the move really easy into turn 1. I don't think that was really the smartest of places to make the move, as he will not have to DRS as Juan looking to make a move back past him. What about Lando? He's using his DRS, but he's used all of it as it looks like Marcel making a really late defensive move to block out of Lando. I think that was on the borderline of fair, so I don't think that will be taken to the stewards, but these guys really giving us a really good battle at the end of this race. And Juan holding P2. Maybe Marcel needs to pick out his overtaking spots in the more suitable location so that he doesn't have Juan go back at him. But it is really close between these guys, all separated with thin 2 tenths. We have Lando losing a bit of the traction through the left-hander, but
Tony's in the pits.
Hold it. Yeah, I think that's a free pit stop from him. He does have the gap, so I think he just wants to secure the fastest lap and get the maximum points out of the race.
Well, you never know, the Racing Point guys need to have an amazing pit stop. What a pit stop that was by the Racing Point. Hats off to you guys. He's gone into the soft compound. And Marcel's got the 2nd place. And wow.
Oh, this is a lot closer. Tony might have made a mistake here, but Marcel does not have the DRS, nor does he have the ERS. But we do have Juan looking to make a move around the outside. He does take the middle of the track to force Marcel onto the inside. That's a really good move, attempt at an overtake, but Marcel does have the superior grip. We have Lando trying to make a move on Juan, capitalizing on his mistake, but Juan having a look again around the outside. Can he make it stick this time? He does break later, but unable to make the move stick. But here we have Lando. He's trying to make his move round the outside into the long left-hander. Please keep it clean, lads. Side by side. And it looks like Lando makes his move cleanly. Juan just not wanting to keep that fight happening. Doesn't want to risk being swiped into. really good racing from these guys, but I think that's Juan's chances of a podium over. He does have those penalties and is on those harder compound of tyres. But Tony First already out of the DRS. He is definitely going to get that fastest lap of the race, and I think he will be home free for P1.
Yeah, he's already pulled out a second gap. That just proves the pace what he's got. Let's have the flying lap going up to turn 3 now. Yep, using a lot of the curve. I think 3 times up it said there. Sorry guys. Short shifting up to 3rd gear, 7th, 8th gear using maximising the curb, going down to 2nd gear there, going up to 3rd again, going into the downhill section now, the fast left-hander, using the first inside curb, using the exit curb, using the first inside curb, maximise the exit curb there, keep it on the inside, then move to the outside, most of the curb there, brake, let the car rev going into the final corner. What a flying lap that was. This should be a qualifying time of a 1 minute 4:9.94. So I think I was a second up and he's already pulled out a 2-second gap, so that flying lap really did help him there. The top 3 are now starting to separate a bit. Only 6/10 covers 3rd and 2nd. So I think now it's just can everyone keep the tyres to the end, really. I mean, Furry is trying to home in again with barely any ERS. How much has Marcel got? More than Furry Lando. So I think he's using the bait. Mate, just use all your ERS, let me save it, and then at the end of the race, I'm just going to burn it all. Tony's got a 3-second penalty. So this...
I do think he's safe though. Marcel, I do think, has picked up a penalty alongside Fernando, who does have multiple. I wonder what happened to Fernando as he picks up another time penalty. Like, he had so much ERS, and he's just completely burnt it all, and doesn't seem to have much left to fight for P2 at the moment against Marcel. And we do have Juan, who has really fallen off, but that is to be expected on those really hard mediums, really old mediums. But it does look like these guys have decided their final pecking order, but at least on track we still have penalties to go into contention. But as we are rounding off the near the end of the race, 5 laps to go, it has been a good race from these guys. Tony First, a really good performance. Marcel and Lando all gaining 1 position in 2nd and 3rd at the moment. We have Juan, Bowser's, and Wario all gaining 4 positions in 4th, 5th and 6th. That's a really good drive from him, along with Wide Load Billy as well. You know, he's proved he's never given up and gained 6th position, and that's going to be P7. Really good points haul for him. And in 8th, the final of the classified drivers at the moment, BTR Storm. He's a minute down, but he has gained 4 positions. Really good for him to not give up and just take the car home to get 2 points, I believe that is, and 4.
Yeah, Joanne's just got another 3-second penalty, so I think now he's saying, I'm just giving up now, it's pointless. I think he'll be 5th, because he'll be, I think, well clear of 6th position. As there's Ferrando's trying to go on the outside for 2nd place. He wants a 2nd, considering he's got penalties to put in contention too. But as he said, anything could happen, as they've barely got any ERS left. So now it's going to be about, can anyone who's got the most DRS for the last lap, but still going down the inside, not a very good overtake spot. I think they had a bit of a touch there, but Fernando says, no, that's my spot, thank you very much, and he takes that 2nd position. What a move that was from the Fernando. Massive well done to you, my good friend.
Yeah, really good from him. I thought Lando was done and out of it with the less ERS, but he's definitely proved me wrong, as now we're on to the penultimate lap of this Grand Prix. I'm reading that wrong. We're on lap 34, but Marcel will definitely not give up. He wants this for his P2. We're going to have an absolute ding-dong battle to the end of the race. Already side by side as we're going up into turn 2, the large uphill, huge elevation change, and it looks like Marcel is already back up into P2, but Orlando looking to prioritize that exit, and they make contact. That is definitely going to hinder Marcel's exit as they are back side by side. Lando will have to make the long way around, but he does seem to have the superior pace or the lower wings as he's already back up into P2. But Marcel not giving up, he takes the outside line now. Side by side, going up into turn 5. Did a long left-hander. Keep it clean, lads, side by side. Really good racing at the moment. And it looks like Marcel is able to keep P2. Well, at least until we go into the next straight.
Yeah, what an amazing battle, guys. Hats off to you. Keeping it clean as Tony's got another 3-second penalty, but I don't think that'll bother him because the other guys have got another few penalties too, so I think this should be on the penultimate lap now. I think Tony should be fine. So we're going on to the back straight now. Barely any ERS for any of the drivers, so Ferrari's going to go around the outside, going up to turn 3. He's going to try and cover. There's contact. He's going to get the switch back. He's going to try. He's got a bit of it completed, and he hasn't got DRS. So Flex is going to be absolutely over the moon about that. His fuel's starting to go down. I think he's just saved a bit there. As I said, Tony's in an absolute class of his own. Let's go back to the battle though. This is what we want to see. Battles. As they're coming up to a back marker, so this could give him a bit of an issue, but I don't think that'll be big of an issue too much, as Flex is still out, but Ferrando is, let's have a look at his ERS. He's barely got any, so...
Oh, Lando makes a huge mistake, and that's that's definitely him out of the running for P2. He did pick up another few penalties at that point in time and is out of the DRS. Huge mistake, getting too much onto the bollard at the final corner and just completely sending him off the track. And I believe he did break the DRS board as well. So, and with Marcel, the DRS of the ghost cast, yeah, it's just over for him. But looks like this will be our final classification of the races at the moment. Now it seems to be just down to penalties.
Yeah, I'd just like to say hats off to Tony at the moment, being in a class of Renault of his own, and getting this maiden win for Racing Point. I hope Racing Point get a real win in real F1. They deserve to. They're an amazing team. As he's going to come around the final corner, penultimate corner now, final corner. And what a drive from pole, and it's going to be a win for Tony. What a race! As you said, Flex is hopefully going to be second from the Ferrari Lando. Joanne catching up there, obviously with his moment. Browse not far behind Joanne there. It says 7 seconds, so quite a lot. And then you have VTR, Billy, and then you have VTR Storm, who's already finished. So at the moment, this is the classification, but you never know. I think it should be, and Browser's got third, so the penalties have been applied already. Williams have got third position, virtually. So hats off to you guys, you deserve it. Now you just need to wait for one more finisher. Where is he? Billy coming into penultimate corner. Final corner now. And he's going to end a race I think he might have expected to be a bit better. And that is the end of the race. Tony P1. What a race from every driver. I'd just like to say sorry to all the ones who have... hats off to Driver of the Day, Browsers. I'd just like to say a massive sorry to the drivers who didn't finish after their mistake. But there is Tony. Congratulations, my good friend, getting that selfie in there. You know, you always want the selfie with the fans. So let's run through the order. If you did like to say stream, guys, leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on, go follow the other people over at Elite PlayStation Racing, I think it is. No, Elite Racing PlayStation, I think it is. So we have Tony, Flex, Browsers, Furry, Joanne, VTR, Billy, VTR, TTG, and the retirees TTGA, No Future, D, P, BR, and QET. So what a race that was, guys, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.